Welcome everyone. This is Acid Roots. We're gonna go through Operation C. Now before we even get started, I want you to know that this game is beyond tough, and I am not going to try to beat the game without cheats. And believe me, I've tried for about half this year, and back in May and June I could get to stage 3, but now I can't even get past stage 1. So I'm not gonna practice this game for 3 years just to do a game that I can beat in 20 minutes. It's just not worth it. But that doesn't mean this game is not fun, and you definitely get to see some involvement with the game and what the creators of Contra had in mind. Now, Contra itself is a series that is about weaponry and a militant attitude that develops these hard-ass soldiers who take no prisoners. And so this was extremely popular between the years of 1987 and like 1993 or so. But Contra burnt itself out. You have to understand that this was one of the pinnacle games to play with a friend. If you and your friend were both good at video games, there's just not much that can beat this game. It's just all there is. Contra, Super C, Contra 3, the ones for the Genesis. I mean, this two-dimensional gaming, it's reasons like that game that two-dimensional gaming was as fun as it was. You get weapons upgrades, you get to fight, you get to shoot, and there's just enough stages that you and a friend can spend the whole day playing. It's not really intended to be a save and continue game. It's one day, get as far as possible, and then do something else type thing. But this boss, I don't like it just because if you look at the left, you have to angle your gun to where you shoot diagonally down, and that's really hard to do with that hump that's right in the middle. It blocks all your shots. So if you die, it's not likely you're going to be able to beat that boss unless you're just good at Contra. So that was kind of, I had an attempt, but I'm keeping the homing gun just because that's the best weapon to use. Now, as I beat this game just today, I have no clue what would have happened had I not used the homing gun for these later stages. There's only 5 stages, so. But Contra is a blast, and my family, my mother was in her 20s in the 90s, and I was 3, 4, 5, so they were capable of playing video games. And I think that this was a game that I remember seeing for the Nintendo back in like 94 or so, but I can't remember. I just know that the Nintendo, that there was a ton of games that people played, and I never played this game just because I thought it was too hard. I always wanted to play it, but I remember reading about it in magazines, and they would say, well, this is the best stuff that gaming has. I really don't like Contra. If you want to know the truth, if I had to like it based on its difficulty, I would hate this game. Just because it's too hard. There's way too much difficulty. But I do like the gameplay, and I do like the level layouts, and I do like the characters. So it feels as if a normal human who picks this game up will not be able to beat this game within 2 weeks of playing it. And that's assuming that you're not a hardcore gamer. So this is basically for the hardcore, but it's still fun. It's a treat if you get to find someone in your life that can beat these games, because it's so fun watching and seeing what stages can happen next. But if you're absolutely like hell-bent on watching someone beat this game, I did get to stage 3, and I'm gonna keep those on my channel, the ones without game sound. So you can see I've got proof that I actually did manage to get far in this game, but there's no way in hell I could beat stage 4 or 5. Forget about it. I tell you, like, it's just not gonna happen. So but you know, this, like I said, this game is pretty fun. It's definitely worthwhile. This kind of seems like a party for people who like wrestling. You know, there's just marathon, you know, there's people who are marathon type people who can watch, you know, 4 or 5 Harry Potter movies in one day, and can watch all the Star Wars movies, all the Hobbit movies, you know. It's for those type of people, and I actually appreciate those people quite a bit. You should definitely want to be a marathon person. But I guess I could talk about some stories. I got this game earlier this year, basically for around my birthday, and I just went nuts trying to play it. I actually took time without recording to play it, which is something I don't normally do, but I simply couldn't fuck around and get to it. Subscribe for more fun.